Bitcoin completed its rise before the crash. There's an imminent collapse ahead. Bitcoin will be zero in the future. When ETFs are accepted, will some other coin replace Bitcoin or not? If so, which one? About everything in today's video. My opinion, yes indeed, Bitcoin is likely to be zero. And I'd rather stick to such a pessimistic scenario and revise after taking my invested money into the market. Maybe his vision, or maybe, and no, but that will come later, when I have only free funds left in my portfolio. With that being said, I'm invested, I took from the portfolio. That said, the prediction that Bitcoin would be zero did not rule out Bitcoin's rise. What's more, I'm one of the few who believed in growth. And that's why it's in the $16,000 to $20,000 zone in. I fully entered the market at the beginning of 2023 and have yet to exit Theable coin in my portfolio. Exactly 0% so far. It's all about the $48,000 I've been waiting for. Why $48,000? Why this particular value, which is already so close with a high probability of taking place? Back then, at 16.20, nobody believed in 48. But why 48? What is this key point? You'll see how. Margin traders and in general in principle traders in the market and ordinary hamsters. You and I will believe that 48, if it does happen, it will be the finale. You know why? Because $48,000 is the final corrective move within Fibonacci. 61 levels. Here is the impulse drop from 69 to 16. From it we build FIBA. Well, that's what all traders do. And that's the golden ratio. The Fibonacci level is 61.8. Unless we go above the 61 Fibonacci level, the trend will not change, will not be broken. And the downward movement will be quite logical and reasonable from a technical point of view as well. So many believe that 48, if it happens, will be the finale. From 48, it's safe to short. Plus soon, halving. Halving will take place in May 2024, very soon. It takes a big player to change the mood and confuse those very traders, all market participants in general. And it needs to consolidate above $48,000 for all the traders to squeal that the trend is broken. Now it's all about shopping. Anything below $48,000 is a great opportunity to get in the market. Discount. 35? That's cool. A $30,000 buy in all in won't be regretted. The lower the correction, the better the entry point. But that's the only way they'll think of it. If Bitcoin consolidates above $48,000 and breaks this downtrend. So it makes sense that if the manipulator has invested in the growth of the recoilless from 16 to 44, there's just a little bit left, a little more money to spend. Get above $48,000, and all the traders will be talking about a trend break. And on Fibonacci, and on every possible point. You know, the major resistance level is also at the $48,000 mark. And if we consolidate above that horizontal resistance level, that resistance level, as traders will say, becomes support level. And in this case, everyone will be buying. Everyone will be buying, and after the drop from $50,000 to $45,000 to $40,000, just buying. The ideal scenario is to invest in a no frills growth, from $16,000 to $48,000, $50,000, to then find liquidity on any decline. Liquidity will be the hamsters who will buy an asset by counting it. At a discount, at an even bigger discount, then at a super big discount. But what exactly do you need to do? That's buying. What's up with ETFs? Will there be and when? Generally speaking, the news about the spot Bitcoin ETF and its approval by the SEC regulator is powerful news to get people buying. But when does it have to happen? Let's try it now. Pause and imagine. Guess when the ideal price point on Bitcoin is to signal the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF. Honestly, I thought it would be earlier, but it's already become clear today. And now I'm going to try to tell you why. As they usually say, buy on rumors, sell on news. Rumors of a spot Bitcoin ETF being approved have sort of been around. If we see news today at 44 or 50 that a spot Bitcoin ETF has been approved, what should we do? Sell. Well, and I will actually be selling regardless of when this news comes out. In the $48,000 to $50,000 zone, because I believe that this is the pivot point where everyone will believe. In growth, will get used to the uptrend and will only buy on any decline. And we've seen buy on rumors, sell on news events before. The top of the second cycle, the $20,000 mark. Late 2017. Emerging Bitcoin futures on the Chicago exchange. Thought they were just growing Tuesday. It turned out to be the exact opposite. In this very news, Bitcoin has been pouring from $20K towards $3,000 almost non-stop. Another event. At the $64,000 mark, news broke that Coinbase shares were trading on Nasdaq, if I'm not mistaken, the US stock exchange. On the rumor that Coinbase, the US exchange, the largest, would be holding an IPO, the whole market rose. And once Coinbase exchange shares poured on the stock market, Bitcoin watered down from $64,000 to $30. Then Bitcoin rose to $69,000. Once again, the news that Bitcoin futures ETFs have emerged. October 2021 Bitcoin at $65,000. What happened next? We know, correction to $16,000. The next event, a spot Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin is trading at 44. Probably will trade at 48.50 in the near term. Everyone understands what needs to be done. A unique person emerges. The founder of the Pantera Capital Fund who says, look, remember this saying right here? Buy on rumors, sell on news. It's always worked that way, but it won't with ETFs. And justifies why. Link in the description to his Twitter post. Read it if you're interested. I, on the other hand, believe that a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved. I'll read the comments. I'm interested in your opinion of what you've written. I believe Bitcoin is likely to rise to the 48 to 50 zone. Traders will all be buying. With any decrease, more will buy. So, 48, 50, correction to 40, to 35. And there's news of the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF. You know how it is, not on the most high. Then when the correction happened, people bought up, and then they get fed the news of a spot Bitcoin ETF approval after Bitcoin corrected by 20 to 25%. And it's like the man's already stocked up to his eyeballs. Again as in drawdowns, but still small. And then there's a powerful news flash. If Bitcoin falls to 40.35 from 48.50 and then there is an endorsement of a spot Bitcoin ETF, then maybe 45 will be seen again. And sort of praise themselves. Soon to zoom in, 100K plus. But, it seems to me, that's not going to happen. And Bitcoin will go in the direction of zero. Conditional zero, under $10,000, I'll consider it a zero. Because in this area in general, everything is at a loss. Agree. I think it's a perfect scenario when you need this kind of spot Bitcoin ETF approval news. And I'll be drowning more just for that. When will AltaZone happen and will it happen at all? Well, look, if Bitcoin goes up 48 to 50, corrects to 40, spot Bitcoin approval, and it goes up to 45, that's that 48, 40, 45 period. That's the period where you would think there could be a mini altcoin season. Because with the rise of altcoins comes FOMO, which is what it takes to plunk down as much Bitcoin as possible. In the first place, Thomas. And altcoins will fulfill their role, it seems to me. But if Bitcoin is conventionally zero, then who will take its place? And won't the whole locomotive market die? The head, such a carriage at this locomotive called Bitcoin crashes, and the whole train of the locomotive falls off the rails, leaves, derails, as it is properly said. Is everything gonna die? I think not. I think Bitcoin will definitely be replaced by something. That's something. Just enough growth. Just show 100, 200, 300, 500% growth after possibly falling with Bitcoin. And everyone will be talking about this asset. And talk about and justify why it's better than Bitcoin after all. And it's completely natural and normal. It could even have been foreseen earlier. It's just that not everyone thought about it. My opinion, it's going to be Ethereum. And yes, Ethereum along with Bitcoin can start falling when Bitcoin is watered down towards zero. But you know what the best part is? Bitcoin is an asset that has not yet been completely sold by manipulators. They know it will be zero as the global distribution has already started. And in 2021, they essentially started saying goodbye to it with a large portion of its issuance. Did you know that Bitcoin will be zero in a year? Well, an interesting asset. You're going to get out of it completely. What will you do? For those Bitcoins? To go into assets that they are willing to manipulate. And Ethereum is a perfect fit. It is, from a technological point of view, easily justified. Why it's better than Bitcoin. There and L2 solutions that scale the network. There and huge interests in terms of technology, built applications, decentralized and so on. In short, a lot of things are lining up around Ethereum. And it's already not small in terms of capitalization overall. If you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, how strong Ethereum has been over the last few years, this chart. Such a growing trend. This means that it is likely that Bitcoin has already been taken away for Bitcoin as a whole by Ethereum. Ethereum Bitcoin is visible to the naked eye. And I think it is Ethereum that will take over and become the driving force of the whole market. The same L2 solutions like Arbitrum, Optimism, soon to appear projects like Layer 0, ZK Sync, in general ZK Rollup. It's all about the fact that Ethereum is apparently not just serious for the long haul. He's already entrenched himself pretty tightly, standing on it. And plans to replace Bitcoin. That's what I truly believe. On top of that Bitcoin blockchain, it's not as managed by them. Why? Because you need to keep a lot of power in the mining equipment to really control this network. Inconvenient, expensive, not environmentally friendly than a much simpler blockchain with a proof-stake concession algorithm. The more coins you have, the more influence and control you have over the entire ecosystem. Ethereum has moved to POS. And if the big players have already taken the bulk of the Ethereum issuance and will take the rest for Bitcoins that will be zeroed out, they will be in complete control of the Ethereum blockchain. That's pretty much it. For this reason, I believe Bitcoin may indeed be zero. Before that, it's my opinion he'll grow to 48. 50, and of course I'm totally in the market the whole time. That's my position and my belief in tomorrow. I think we'll get to 48, 50 and then soup with the cat. Bye, everybody.